Hi everyone, this is
And
Adrian,
I'm Carrie.
and for this episode, we are going to do a request from a friend of mine and talk about Guilty by Gucci. And I've tried this fragrance on me for a few days, and I really like it. It smells herbal, and it's strong enough to stay on your skin for a while. It doesn't last too long, but doesn't isn't short either. So it performs as expected, um, and it does have a good scent cloud. And what do you think about it?
I like it. It's a rich, kind of a sexy sort of a smell. It's not something I would necessarily wear for every day.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely sort of a thing for, I think this is a nice fragrance and very appropriate for intimate occasions like dates and stuff like that, or when you're going to be close with somebody that you like and you want them to think you smell great.
Oh, okay. So, kind of a date night fragrance,
Yeah.
not exactly an office fragrance.
Not that it couldn't be, but this is the Gucci Guilty Parfum concentration of the Pour Homme series. And so while it doesn't project real loudly necessarily, it has a nice, rich, strong scent cloud that's kind of close and lasts
Mm.
for a fairly long time. I think that when you spray it on, you stop noticing it much after maybe a half an hour or so. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's just kind of anosmia, but other people will notice it for a while.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It hangs around,
It
like on
does.
clothes. I noticed that it stays around.
It does. So why do you think they named this Guilty?
So, purely a marketing approach.
Okay.
I think I found a quote from Gucci about the guilty line is supposed to be about love free from the rules.
Doesn't seem right. They call it guilty, but
Guilty
okay.
pleasures, I don't know,
Okay.
or guilty as charged. Um, as with most things, it's something that's supposed to grab your attention, maybe invoke some sort of ideas about maybe the sexiness of it or the attractiveness of it. But the guilty line is pretty popular. There's several different flankers of it. This is probably the newest. It just came out in 2022.
Oh.
And it's one that a lot of people have really been wanting as a parfum strength version of it that that does have that more rich sort of a scent when somebody's actually really close to you.
Yeah. The friend who told me to review this particular uh, perfume, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tells me that he wears it all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants what we think. And yes, we definitely appreciate
Mm-hmm.
this perfume.
Yeah. Now, to be quite fair, there are several different flankers of this, and they all have a little bit of a different twist to them. Most of them, I would say, are EDT or eau de parfum concentrations. So this is a new one in that it's a parfum concentration. So it'll perform a little bit differently. It has the same kind of a signature DNA to it, but certainly a little bit of a different intent. I don't know for sure when he was asking about that, which exact one he was using. They all sort of have a similar DNA, but they do a little bit of different things depending on kind of what they're trying to imply, whether it's a fresher take on it or a darker take on it, like an absolute or something, or a parfum.
I think he's the intended audience because Gucci is pretty popular amongst millennials. I think
Yeah.
there's
This,
a rapper who says Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang so many times.
mm-hmm.
Have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
You shouldn't. I think it's definitely for millennials. That's why I think, or someone who can appreciate something very new. But there is one thing about it though that reminds me of another fragrance. Do you agree with me though that it smells herbal?
Um, in principle, yes.
Okay, so do you know what it smells like to me? Kind of like they would be cousins of each other,
Okay.
or they probably sat next to each other in class.
Okay.
So it will be Polo Cologne Intense.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, because they both have mint, and it's just that they smell minty to me, and except that Polo is mintier, whereas this one is sharper.
Mm-hmm.
So so I'm like, hey, it's when I told him that it smells like it, he didn't give me a response. I don't know if it's a negative or positive. Maybe he thought that I was dissing on his fragrance, that it smelled like Polo, but Polo's a good brand.
Well, Polo has things that are all over the map, so they kind of cover a large swath of different fragrance intents. One thing that we should do, because we haven't talked about the notes, this one is, as I said, it came out in 2022, so it's really new. It's a Gucci line and the perfumer is Alessandro Michel, who has done a lot of the other Gucci guilties. And the top notes that most people comment on out of this is the number one, which I think you were smelling as sort of minty but stronger or sharper, is juniper, lavender, and then orange blossom and patchouli and musk.
Oh yeah. Well, this one is definitely muskier than Polo.
Yeah, yeah, and the patchouli in there gives it a earthy, kind of sexy, spicy sort of a scent, and makes it a little kind of darker and richer. The
And
musk helps to kind of keep it on the softer side and keep that around for a while so it doesn't dissipate in the
I
first.
just wouldn't be surprised if they have similar base notes if I looked up the other one, but they smell really similar because I'm not the only one who smelled it. I made Daniel smell it, and he's like, he almost couldn't tell the difference until I told him what the difference was.
Yeah. If you like some of the other Gucci line, this one definitely is one to add to the collection because it gives you some versatility that the eau de toilette concentrations don't have as far as its richness and its staying power.
Okay. If you guys like what you heard, like and subscribe. And if there is a particular fragrance you want us to talk about, leave a comment.
Bye.
Take care.